Hello guys, today we're going to be working on sanding the car down to 2000 grit and also repairing that headlight that we got in with the broken tab from the salvage yard. I'm going to try to make that solid so that we can put it back on and test it. Okay, so here's that headlight that we got in from the salvage yard. It's in good shape all over except for it's got this broken tab. So I found a piece of the tab that was broken from our headlight that was laying in the bottom of the car, and so as you can see, we can at least use part of this. It goes like that. I think what I'll do is clean that up, the broken piece, and clean it up through here and get it straight, and then make the other piece straight too, and then use our hot stapler and staple that together, get it solid, and then cut a new piece out for this triangle piece that's left. It's empty. I'll find another piece of plastic, put that in there, and that'll give us our holes there that should line up with the car in the right spot. So we'll see if it gets solid enough to be able to make it work. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to try to cut this off here and straighten it up, just kind of make a solid straight line so that I can mark it on top of our headlight, and then have a flat solid straight line instead of this one that's all different shapes and curves. Okay, it looks pretty good, so now I'm going to go over and get the hot stapler. Alright, now I think all I got left is to clip off all the little pieces, and should be strong enough to hold, I hope.
We interrupt this Rebuild It video to bring you this important message. At this current juncture, we are unable to locate the invigorating footage of my father trimming the staples off of his freshly repaired headlight. Instead, here's a video of me working on this video. And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Well, it warmed up and we get to work outside today. That'll be a nice change. We're going to try to actually buff this thing out today. You can see we have the whole thing sanded down to 2. done on this side. So you can still see all sorts of swirl marks and the scratches from the wool. So, but I've got it, shiny at least. So next I'll do the blue pad on this side. I'll probably go ahead and do the other side with the white since I've got it all nasty and stuff. But I'm kind of wore out right now, so I'll have to do that later. I don't know if you can tell on the camera the swirl marks. I mean, it's a good reflection. You see me in it, like we did when it was on the trailer. I don't know if you can pick that up or not. So we're close to the same shine from the old OEM fender to the door. So once we get the next pad on there and get those other little scratches out, it should be a lot better. After I got a little bit of rest, I'm going to go ahead and try the blue pad and see what it does with those swirl marks. I'd like to get at least one side so I can see what it's going to look like in the final product. So I'll set up a time lapse again. Well, I think that's about it on this side. It still needs to be dehazed a little bit with some detailer spray, but all in all, pretty good, except for the few, affected parts in the paint, like little door dings and stuff right in there. But way better than it looked like when we got it. So that takes a long time. So we still have to do, I've got some little small buffer pads ordered to fit up in those vents, and it'll be here in like a week, so I'll do those then. And we still got the whole back bumper, trunk lid, and this other side, quarter panel. And then I've only got the first part done on the roof. So, still a long ways to go. Here we are back in the shop. Today I want to get a few things done this afternoon. I want to finish sanding this one fender that's left. It's mostly done with 1500. I'm going to finish the 1500 on it and then do 2000. And while I'm doing that, my daughter's going to come over here and work on these headlights and try to get them buffed out and where they're good and clear and shiny. And then while she's probably still doing that, then I'm going to come over here and work on these last few problems in the paint, door dings where people have hit it, or rock chips or whatever they are. And there's probably 5 or 6. I'm going to go back through and try to, I don't know if it'll work or not. It's got to be better than what it is, but I'm going to do a little black paint in there with a tiny artist brush, and then I'm going to put some clear over it, and then probably sand it some more and buff it out again. There's a couple more here. Right there. But you don't notice it until you really get this thing buffed shiny with that white, the very final pad. And man, I mean, it's mirror finish. You can see on there. Look at the reflection. It's very clear. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on these rock chips or door dings or whatever they are on the black paint. So the first thing I need to do is clean it enough with some wax and grease remover. I'm going to use this little tiny artist brush or whatever this thing is, and just use a little wax and grease remover in each one of these areas that I'm going to paint, just to get all that buffing compound stuff out. Need to get a rag first. So there's all sorts of little spots here. And if this doesn't work, then I guarantee it won't be worse than what it is now. But we're going to try it. Okay, I'm going to use a brush with this teeny tip on it. I don't know if you can tell, but that pretty much makes that spot, I mean, you can't hardly see it. And I think by the time we put some clear over it and then sand it, it'll really be hard to see. Alright, it's all turned to black. I'm going to let that dry a minute. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. So I'm going to go in here with my clear coat and fill in these spots that are deeper that, that looks like the clear has really, clear is really going to help when I sand it out. So if it's just like a little nick and I can't hardly even find it anymore, I'm not going to worry about it, but definitely want to get the ones that are big. What I'm probably going to do is one light coat right now, and then another one, like a big coat that sits on top so that I can sand it down to the right level. I'm supposed to wait like 15 minutes between coats, so. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to let that sit overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come back through with I'll try some 2000, see if I can sand it down with that, and then I'll buff it back out.
Next week on Rebuild It, Mark puts his art skills to use. Also, make sure to check us out on Instagram, where we post behind-the-scenes photos, sneak peeks, giveaways, and information on future videos. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in and watching this week's episode of Rebuild It. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any awesome content. Have a good one.